What's up, guys? How are you? I am so sorry that I didn't get on earlier. We had, once again, we had crazy ass gnarly storms roll through. I look a little crazy. Like, I've been in bed. My hair looks crazy. You know, it is what it is. I'm on my third dose of, like migraine meds because of it. Like, it's been a day. And, like with the brain, you know what I mean? And like almost everybody that I've talked to in the Midwest, I can't speak for other places, but I'd love for you guys to kind of check in. But everybody I've talked to in the Midwest has been down with a headache today. I actually had to go across the street and talk to my neighbor. She woke up with a gnarly headache. My sister's been in bed with a headache. Like, and then we had, I don't even know. It was supposed to be over 100 today. And now, please don't think that I'm complaining that it's not over 100, okay? Because it's not over 100. It is storming like crazy. Like, it's paused for a minute. I'm keeping an eye on the weather. Because this is the second or third day in a row now that when I've taken my kid to work downtown or let her drive to work or whatever, um, it's raining so hard that you can't see the skyscrapers down there. And that is the weirdest fucking thing. So I don't know. I don't like it. It's stupid. And I'm tired of playing this game. And I don't know. I don't know. And I was looking at the radar and like heading up this way. So like I text Brandon and was asking like how things are at Brandon's house, and I text Brett and I was like, this shit is headed your way because he's like straight line. Like if you go Brandon, Bodhi, Brett. Oh my god, it's all the beats. Brandon, Bodhi, Brett. Um, where we all are, and it's just like doing all of that. So, but yeah, I was looking at the radar. It's weird. They're just like they're not big, huge storms. They're like these little ice. Well, I say not big. They're just little isolated things, but they like get instantly bad, and it's the weirdest fucking thing. It's the weirdest fucking thing. I don't like it, and I'm tired of it, and I don't know where we need to like call or who we need to let know that the simulation is broken. But I feel like it's broken. I feel like it's broken, and I feel like I don't want to play anymore. You know what I mean? I don't want to play anymore. So I did not have anybody on my list for cards, which is good. And so we're just gonna do that some other night. But I do have some of you guys on my list for birth charts, so we are gonna get that done. And I have Sarita on here first, so I've got to get her pulled back up here. So we're gonna get that. Brain is not braining. You know what I mean? And why does my computer keep trying to translate everything into French? Like I didn't even take French in high school. I don't know. I don't know it. I don't know it. Yeah, I don't know it. Why was that doing that? I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Why does anything do anything right now? Why is anything doing it? Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. So how are y'all? I saw a couple of y'all say that you have had some noggin issues today too. Here we go. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Why it's not showing it now? I guess it's mad. Are you mad? Are you mad that I don't understand? There we go. Ha ha. Yay. Like, I don't understand why you're mad, but okay, man. So let's adjust this. Get this right here. Okay, there we go. All right, Sarita, are you ready? I know you are, because I know you were waiting on me to pop up today. So let's see here. And for those of you guys that are on TikTok, I know that y'all can't see. And I can move you. I can move you. Or you can go over and watch on yay old YouTubes. So let's see here. Felt the need to wear my Jeffrey Dahmer shirt today. I don't know why. I don't know why. But, all right, Sarita. Oh, it's quiet. Why is it quiet? Why is it quiet? The TikTok audio is better for you? Gotcha. So Sarita is a Leo, Aquarius moon, Virgo rising. Okay, ma'am. I see you over there. Mercury and Leo. Mercury and the sun sign, both in the 12th house. Mars in Cancer in the 11th house. Moon is 6th house. Okay. It's just barely a smidge over. Moon in the 6th house in Aquarius. Neptune in retrograde in Sagittarius in the 4th house. Okay. Uranus in Scorpio in the 3rd house. Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn all in Libra in the 2nd house. And we rounded out with Venus in Virgo in the 1st house. All right. Not going to be super fast, Bodhi, this evening. Just letting you guys know. Not going to be super fast, Bodhi, tonight. But, let's see here. I will say this, before I... Oh! Casita? Is that how I say it? Am I saying it wrong? But I have been watching a lot on TikTok and so on. Y'all be really, really careful, because I'm gonna give you I'm gonna time out for just a minute, because I feel like I need to make a little public service announcement, and I'm going to I feel like this is something I need to start really speaking out against, because it's becoming more and more rampant. I am seeing a massive rise in the amount of readers, and I'm putting that in air quotes, that don't show their face or their hands or their cards as they shuffle. I'm seeing a massive rise in that. And y'all be careful. Y'all be careful, okay? While, like, in the mornings, I wake up, I play Doggy Doggy Love Fest, because my dogs sleep on my bed. So we do the butt scratchies and, you know, the ear scratchies, and I love on my doggies. Sarita. Okay. And then I post, you know, I edit videos, I post a video, I look at, you know, social media with messages and making sure everything's posted right. So that's like my morning routine. Before I ever get out of bed, I'm fucking working. But I noticed, so last night, but when I went to bed after I got off my live, and then this morning when I got up, the last few days, really, I've been scrolling and just kind of, you know, as videos are posting. Usually as a video's posting, I go to my page and I just sit there, because I don't want to hear my own voice. Y'all might like my voice. I don't want to hear my own voice, right? In fact, usually when I'm editing, I'm like, shut up, bitch. Like, I don't want to hear it, right? But the amount of people that I'm coming across on TikTok that are not showing their hands, they're not showing their face, they're not showing their anything at all except a spot like this big in front of them. You can't see what they're doing. You can't see anything. Be careful. be really fucking careful, okay? Or the ones that are an anime character or an AI character, like a cartoon. Y'all, please don't pay these people. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Please don't pay these people, okay? Those, in my opinion, and I'm sure there are a couple that are legit, but in my opinion, these people are con artists. That's exactly what I think, okay? I have a lady that keeps coming across my For You page. Y'all, you ever see is her hands, right? You see a spot about this big. All you ever see is her hands. And I have been a palm reader for a very long time. So when I only see someone's hands, I'm like, I'm looking, right? So I know some of the signs to look for with people that are genuinely programmed to be dishonest. Okay? Not that they really come with the idea that they're going to lie to you on purpose, but there are certain things on really the fingers that I'm looking at, right? Y'all, this woman was teaching palmistry this morning. And not only was she teaching palmistry this morning, but she was teaching it incorrectly. She was teaching it incorrectly. I sat and listened for a minute. I even went into her live stream and I did ask, like, how long have you been doing palmistry? And her mod only told me that I could go to her website to book an appointment. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? But I want to see someone's eyeballs. I want to see their face. I want to see this. I want to see that it's an actual person, right? And you guys should want that too. You should. You should want that too. You should want to be able to, like this, right? Like, I can see your eyeballs. Well, you can see my eyeballs. I can't see your eyeballs on the phone. But you know what I'm saying? You need to be able to see someone's face, because everyone's face has a little bit of a tell. Apparently I have a grin that Sass gets on to me about it. A lot of people get on to me about it. I don't mean to. It just happens when I'm pulling cards sometimes. But y'all be really careful. I'm watching people do astrology where you can't see them. You can't see what they're doing. I know on TikTok you can't see the astrology chart, but it is on YouTube. Like, literally you can watch it right now. Ooh, right there. That's where it's sitting on YouTube. I'm watching people that are, you can hear them shuffling a bowl around and then they throw bones out. But you can't see the bowl. You can't see what they're doing. You just see the bones that they throw out for you. I don't trust that one fucking bit. That is like bait and switch right there. I spent time, y'all know I spent time rearranging my office so I have more room in here. I have a different monitor stand, and tomorrow I'm going to move it over so you can literally see everything I'm doing. I found my extra camera. I want you guys to see everything I'm doing. If I'm drawing cards, I want you to see me drawing cards. If I'm doing astrology, I want you to see me doing astrology. Like, whatever I'm doing, I want you to see it, okay? And you should be demanding the same shit from other readers. There are so many out there that are phenomenal, okay? There's so many out there that are phenomenal, and you can see everything they do. But from now on, I can tell you tomorrow for Reiki and Zodiacs, like on TikTok, y'all can see my hands, you can see me shuffle, but YouTube, you kind of can't really. That's going to be remedied tomorrow, because I want you guys to see every little bitty fucking thing that an actual reader does, so you know what to look for when it comes to these other ones, because it is getting to be a humongous problem. A humongous problem. And I'm seeing it so much that it's pissing me the fuck off. Like, it is absolutely pissing me off. It's one thing to be pissed about people reading out of the book for you you shouldn't be paying for that either, okay? And I'm not trying to shame anybody. And I had somebody say, oh, well, people got to learn. I get that, but you need to learn on your own time and don't be charging people for literally what they could do. Y'all can read out of a book just like you guys, you know what I mean? Just like they can. You know how to read. You're an adult. So if you draw a card for yourself, you can go, oh, page 4, okay, it means I'm not doing my shadow work and I'm being stupid. Okay, bet. I can read that just like you can read that. So don't be paying someone to read out of a book to you. I'm just saying, unless you're into bedtime stories and unless you're rolling like that, you're just going to pay somebody to read you a bedtime story. Don't be doing that, because that's not actual tarot card reading. You're getting what the person put in the book, right? So if they're just reading these cards and they're not reading them intuitively because they're not in tune with that deck of cards, then they're just giving you what the fucking book says. And y'all can do that on your own. Y'all are smart. You have a brain, you're smart. You know how if you can operate a phone, then you can read your own fucking tarot card book. Okay? You are paying for someone's expertise, for their time, and for what they have learned, right? Some of us have been reading a long time, over a decade. I've been reading 13 years professionally. Before that, I pulled cards here and there for family and friends, and you know, if somebody messaged and was like, oh, I got this going on, what do I do? Blah, blah, blah. But professionally, when people say professionally, that means that they have been doing it either for a living, for a massive website. I did it for Purple Ocean for a while. That was my first professional gig. For clients all over the place, online, something like that. It doesn't mean that they just picked up a deck at the store that day, fucking Walmart, and are like, oh, I can read out of the book. You can do that. You can do that. You guys are all fucking smart. And you know, if you read a book and it says, oh, well, this card says I'm being stupid, I shouldn't text my ex. You already know what that means to you, right? But what if it sits with several other cards? You are paying for someone's expertise, okay? The same thing goes if you can't see someone's face and you can't see anything at what they're doing. If you can't see them shuffle, that's a huge red flag. If you can't see so when I quit reading bones, let me just say that. I fucking quit reading bones. And maybe I need to get back on here and read bones again, because I found my kit the other day to show these fucking scammers like how it's actually done, and to show y'all what to look for, so that way you know, oh shit, that's how you actually read bones. There are a couple really good bone readers on here. Phenomenal bone readers. And you know what? They show you either the bag or the cup they're using. They fling them out. They don't pick and choose. And they know their shit. You can see their face. You can see their hands. You can see what they're doing. But y'all don't be giving your money to these people, because it's just perpetuating them scamming other people. I'm just saying. You should be able to see someone's face. You should be able to see them shuffle or see their divination tools. You should be able to have a human to human connection, not an anime character and not the backs of someone's hands, because that means that they have pre-shuffled those cards. They have pre-shuffled them so they can tell you exactly what they have rehearsed to say, or what they have in a script up there on their computer or their phone. So I'm just saying, y'all work hard for your money. I work hard for my money. And I'm just saying, y'all be choosy. Be choosy. And if a reader doesn't like that you have sat and watched them for a while, or they say, oh, if it resonates with you, then you should order from me right now. Now, yes, if you already had questions and you're digging the person's vibe, you know, that's in front of you, yes. But you should watch them first, because you want to know, are they giving the same general fucking readings to everybody? Do they have 3 readings that they're giving to everybody? Do they have 1 reading that they're giving to everybody? I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it in real life. I've seen it at conventions. I've seen it in shops with inexperienced readers. So they don't know what they're doing. So all they do is give the same thing. If you guys were to go to New Orleans and you go to the French Quarter and you walk around Jackson Square, there's a whole area of Jackson Square that is just diviners, right? It's palmists, it is card readers, etc. That is a cutthroat area right there, right? That is absolute cutthroat when it comes to tarot and so on. A lot of those people have been out there reading for decades. They will fight a bitch over that spot, and they know their shit. And it's really easy to spot when they don't. And to be honest, they police each other down there, right? If a new reader comes up and wants to like get in that spot down there, they're all going to be like, okay, you know, not that it should be gate kept where people go, but there's a cap on how many people can be down there. And I kind of feel like those of us that are readers on TikTok ought to be doing the same shit. I am going to tell you guys right now that anytime I come across a live stream where you can't see someone's face, where you can't see anything that they're doing, where everything they're doing is off camera, and then they're like, oh, you drew the lovers and the magician and the Hierophant. Those don't come out like that in every fucking reading. There are 72 tarot cards. So you're telling me that out of 72 tarot cards, every time you shuffle, somebody's getting the same 3 major arcana? Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. I kind of feel like those of us who are actual legitimate readers on TikTok who have been on here for a long time need to be policing these people. Because guess what? And I'm going to tell you guys right now, every time I come across somebody that I can't see their face, I can't see their hands, I can't see their cards, I can't see anything they're doing, I'm fucking reporting them. I've been doing it for 2 weeks now, and I'm going to keep fucking doing it. I'm going to keep fucking doing it. Every time I see that they're alive, I'm going to keep fucking doing it because they're fucking scamming y'all. They're scamming people out of their hard-earned fucking money. They might be legit. They might be. They might be legit. They might just have a fear of being on camera. Cool. Then let me see you shuffle in front of the camera. If you don't want to put your face on camera, because God knows that I have witnessed and been the brunt of enough social media bullying in 6 years. God knows I have been Mama Tot put out a video the other day about what she's been going through behind the scenes. And if y'all have not watched it, I don't care what you think of her, okay? I don't give a shit what you think of her. Go watch that video because every larger creator deals with that behind the scenes on a daily basis. So I get not wanting to show your face. I do 100%. But show your cards. Show yourself shuffling. Show you shaking the thing and throwing the bones out. Show something like that. So people understand that you know what you're doing. Watch that person for a while. Sass will tell you that she watched me for a long time before she ever got a reading. Even though other people that she knew that showed her, you know, who I was like, oh, no, get a reading from Bodhi, get a reading. She was like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna have a little discernment and I'm gonna watch this motherfucker first. Like, she'll be the first to tell you. And I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Watch me for a while. I'm not the reader for everybody. You might not jive with the words I use. You might not jive with the things I say. And you know what? That's fucking fine. That's fine. You might scroll on and find 4 or 5 other people and you're like, nah, I don't really like that. I don't really like the way they read. And you might come across someone and be like, okay, all right, okay. Watch them for a little bit. Listen to them read. Listen to their delivery. Watch how they interact with their diviner tools, with their cards. Watch how they interact with those things. There's a rapport that you build, even though it's an inanimate object. If y'all have watched me for any length of time, you know some of my decks, I'm pointing over there because I have a bunch of them right there now. Some of my decks have names, right? Like the Crow Oracle, that's the asshole deck. Because that deck's kind of an asshole, right? It's kind of an asshole. It's always right, and it hurts your feelings, but it's an asshole. And then, every single deck I have has a different personality. And the people that you're paying to read for you, they should have their decks down pat where they know what it is that they're reading. And you guys should not be giving your hard-earned fucking money to someone that you can't tell if they're reading off a fucking screen over there or not. If y'all went to New Orleans, my nose is itching, somebody's talking about me, I must be ruffling some feathers. If y'all went to New Orleans, and I'm just using New Orleans because there are readers everywhere, okay? If y'all went to New Orleans, you walked into a voodoo shop. Marie Laveau's has readers. Voodoo Authentica has readers. If y'all walked into a voodoo shop and you paid $70 to sit for a 30-minute appointment, and you go in and you're super excited, right? Like you want to hear your future, you want to hear love, you want to hear whatever, right? You're super excited, right? You're in New Orleans, you're getting a reading at a voodoo shop, like you're excited, right? You go in and that reader goes, hold on, and they pull up their laptop and they set up their thing and they're like, so okay, let me find this card. Okay. So this card right here, it means that your asshole's gonna fall out, and this card right here means that your dude's gonna leave you. How would you react? How would you react if they had literally everything printed out over here and they pull the card up and then they had to like read off the card? How would you feel? How would you feel? How long does it take you to earn $70? How long does it take you in your current job to earn $70? How many hours does it take you? How many hours does it take you? Let that sink in. And you just watched somebody sitting there reading off a fucking screen like, oh, this card means this. How pissed would you be? How pissed would you be? That's exactly what they're doing to you online when you can't see anything. That is exactly what they're doing to you when you can't see what they're doing. Just let that sink in. Just let that sink in. Just let that sink in. If they're telling every single person that they read for that they have an attachment, shenanigans. If they're telling every single person that their soulmate is trying to find them and they're the only one that can help them, fucking liar. If they're telling everybody that they must book an appointment with them because they're the only person that can clear this or clear that or do this or do that, fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. That's why I will never tell you guys you have to book an appointment with me. Never, ever. I can promise you guys, look at me in my face, that I will never say you must book this appointment with me. Do you know how many people read Akashic Records? A ton. Do you know how many people that read past lives? A ton. Do you know how many people that do cleansings and clearings? A ton. Do you know how many people work with witchcraft? A ton. Do you know how many people work with voodoo or hoodoo or conjure? A ton. Do you know how many of them are phenomenal at what they do? A ton. I will never ever tell you you must book an appointment with me. I will offer and I will say I do offer this if you feel like you'd like to book with me. If not, I'm not going to be mad. You might need a second opinion, and I highly advise you getting a second opinion. If someone is trying to tell you that you need to book an attachment removal, an exorcism, a cleansing, a whatever Billy Joe Bob Sue Ann tells you to do, or they're trying to tell you you got to spend thousands of dollars with them because they're the only ones that can do this, get a goddamn second opinion right then. Get a second opinion right fucking then. Because here's the thing. We all have attachments. They're called spirit guides. They're called ancestors. You have them. I have them. Everyone that will ever listen to me live or watch this video or exist has them. We all have them. Guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Sometimes, is it some little weird random hitchhiker that your best friend fucking picked up at the OK Corral and you have to dump out on the side of the road? Yes. Very rarely is it a negative attachment. Very rarely is it a negative attachment. Sometimes it's just spirit guide or an ancestor trying to knock you in the forehead because you're being fucking stupid. So if someone's telling you that you have to spend thousands of dollars, thank you for the goat, that you have to spend thousands of dollars to clear this or clear that, no. Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Fucking shenanigans. Sass over there said rude. Shenanigans. Sass and I go to some very interesting places. Sass and I go to some more spiritually dangerous places. Sass and I have been allowed to go into very spiritually dangerous places. The only time I personally will ever go into a place like that is if I feel comfortable enough with my own protections, with all the things that I've learned to protect myself, to protect my best friend, and to protect y'all. It's really hard for an entity to jump through a camera, y'all. It is. Just saying. So the people that are out there telling everybody that they've got an attachment and they need an exorcism or a mega cleansing or what, I don't know. It makes my head spin. Get a second opinion. Get a second opinion. Remember when I asked you how long it takes you guys to earn $70 to pay a reader? You know, like if you were walking into a shop in New Orleans, how long would it take you to earn $300 or $3,000? How long would that take you? Just out of curiosity, how long would that take you? So why are you blindly believing that that person who you can't see their face, you don't know who they are from Adam, and you have no idea what they're actually talking about, why would you believe them that that is a thing? If you took your car to a mechanic and they said, you know what, your whole transmission's out, your engine's out, all your gaskets and seals got to be replaced, and it's going to cost you, $11,000. You would probably have a mini heart attack, shit yourself, and then say, okay, and go get a second opinion, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? If you went to a doctor and a doctor said, hey, this is what I'm seeing on your tests or whatever, and, here's the treatment, and this treatment is going to cost you, at this point, $10,000 or whatever, you would go get a fucking second opinion, wouldn't you? I'm just saying. Y'all, please don't ask me to go live with y'all. I'm not going to do it. Get a second opinion. Every single one of you guys has attachments. They're called spirit guides and they're called ancestors. And they're the very damn things that y'all are trying to talk to and connect to. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Y'all be smart. Be smart, be smart, be smart, because the con artists on TikTok are getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Worse and worse and worse. The scammers, I actually got one. I was reading to Sass before this live stream because it was so fucking funny. It was so funny. It's Dr. Steve 8. All right, Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve said that my energy was so strong that he was scrolling through TikTok and had to stop because he feels like I have a love that I haven't let go of or some shit like that. Motherfucker, what? Y'all don't fall for that either. Don't fall for that either. Use your discernment, bitches. You are a magical being. You are a magical being. Whether you consider yourself a witch or a vola or a priestess or a gnome in waiting, I don't know. Whether you consider yourself whatever or whether you're just a fucking human being, you have discernment. You have that gut feeling. Use it. Hell, cops fucking use it. Use it. Doctors use it. Use it. We all have it. I'm sorry, I got kind of worked up. But it's rampant. I'm seeing it a lot. And it is just straight making my blood boil. It is straight up making my blood boil. Especially when I'm watching them. Because now that I started teaching free classes, y'all look at how many people are teaching free classes online. Listen, just look at. Just look at. Because I see you motherfucking copying little hoes. So what's funny is watching someone try to teach a free palmistry class and giving the wrong information. Talking about how if you have a dip in your hand right here, that it means money's coming your way. Bitch, everyone has a dip in their hand right there. It's the science of your fucking hand. It's physiology. Nobody has this boop out there unless you have a hand injury. Y'all, discernment is a thing. Okay? Discernment is a thing. Y'all can go to my website. My website's getting a revamp over the next couple of weeks. Y'all can go to my website and you can look at just a partial list of the certifications I've got. A partial list. If you want to look me up, you can find so much shit about me out there. You can find news articles. You can find newspaper articles. You can find magazine articles. You can find all kinds of shit about me out there. About who I am. I would not have very high profile clients if I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Does it mean that I am the reader for everybody? Nope. And I will fire a fucking client in a fucking heartbeat. And I'll tell you guys what, that is one thing that I've really learned. People that are going to be rude, people that are going to scam me or my business, people that are going to just be complete nutsacks. I will fire a bitch in a heartbeat. And you know what happens when I fire a bitch? They freak the fuck out. And I will do it again, and I will do it again, and I will do it again. Because I'm at the point in my life where I deal with so much shit on the back end on a daily basis. I deal with so much shit from clients, from customers, from competitors, from thieves, from all that shit that I can't ever say anything about because it opens me up for liability. I ain't playing anymore. I had a creator tell me a couple of, a month and a half ago that no one wanted a neutered Bodhi. Bitch, I will never be neutered, and you can suck every bit of nut that I own. So, just saying. Just saying. Everybody get a drink. We're all gonna woo-saw. Y'all be smart. Every one of you is so smart and so intelligent, and you have this amazing gut feeling. Use it. Use it. Use it. Okay? I agree, Rena, that is a very weird thing to say. They said it to me 3 times in one phone call. So basically, tell me that you're doing workings against me without telling me you're doing workings against me. Y'all pay attention. Okay? Pay attention. If you're watching a free class, mine or anyone else's, and you're like, I don't know about that. Is that actually right? Google's your friend, man. Google is your friend. Google's your friend. So I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. So yeah, if y'all haven't watched Mama Tot's video, you should. You should. And you'll understand what a lot of us deal with on the back end on a fucking daily basis. Y'all, never in my entire life did I ever think I would have to have an attorney on retainer. I had to get one in 2023, and I still have a media attorney on retainer. And every time something happens, I have to send it to him. And I have to say, is this worth anything? Like, is this worth me saying anything about? Can I say anything about it? Or what do I need to do? And almost every single time, I get told, if you say anything, it opens you up for a lawsuit. So I can't say a fucking word about some of the shit that's been done to me, some of the things that have been done out in public, etc. And it is what it is. And it's part of it. And it's part of it. So I continue paying fucking attorney bills because of bitches. And I'm happy to do it because I have one hell of a good media attorney. Have I had to send some nut up or shut up letters? Yes, I have. Will I have to again? I'm sure I will. And it is what it is. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah. So I watched her whole video the other day because I was like, So I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. All right. So we're gonna just clear the air for a minute. In fact, let's light some fucking incense because I'm sure that that caught the attention of some people and ruffled some feathers, and I kind of don't give a fuck. We're gonna go full on evil Bodhi at this point. Okay, not really. Not really. Okay, if I had a lighter, which I did the other day. Oh, it's right there. Just saying. Don't look at my back rolls. Don't look at my back rolls. I know somebody was asking like what my shirt says. My tattoo artist made these a few years ago. And when I walked into his shop and saw them, I had to have one. It's Jeffrey Dahmer, and it says, if you can't beat them, eat them. So I figured this is a great shirt for us to talk about what I was just talking about. Yeah. Because don't evil witches eat their prey? Just saying what I'm saying. Just saying what I'm fucking saying, right? All right. So now I feel like we can have a chat. We can actually do birth chart reads. Maybe I just needed to get that shit off my chest. Maybe that. Maybe that. Maybe that. Just saying. Y'all drink some water. Cleanse your palate. Since that was a lot of spicy spice. Moral of that whole shenanigans was, don't give people your money if you don't jive with them. Pretty easy. You guys all have certain grocery stores you shop at and certain grocery stores you don't. Y'all have certain gas stations you stop at and certain gas stations you don't. Readers are no different. Readers are no different. Just saying what I'm saying. Just saying what I'm saying. And I'm going to say this last thing. When it comes to discernment with who you should work with in the witchy community. It's usually the loudest ones that are full of the most bullshit. I said what I said. Just saying. If you really, really knew your shit, you wouldn't have to be really loud about it. You feel like you need to send me glasses wipes? I mean, I would probably forget I had them, Leon. Just saying. Just saying what I'm saying. Yeah. How many? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3 of them are water. So does that count? I mean, granted, 2 of them are different types of water, but one of them has electrolytes in it. So does that count if 3 of the 6 drinks I have are water? Does that count? Does that count? I would think the 2 types of water that are the same is only 1. Yeah? Yeah? All right. Ready, Sarita? I'm glad you guys like the spicy Bodhi because it's fixing to be a lot more. By the way, Sass and I are relaunching the Bodhiverse. That the new season of that will be coming out here in a little bit. So get ready. We sat today, got formats ready, got all those things. So just get ready for that. If you do not follow me on YouTube, you will want to, because that's where they will be. Will they be uploaded on other places where you watch podcasts? Yes, eventually, but they will go to YouTube first. I'm just saying what I'm saying. So if you don't follow me over there, you want to make sure that you do. Sass and I have done a lot of crazy shit, and not crazy in the way you would think, over the last few years. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to do all the things and bring all that to you. So yeah. ADHD rules that for every water you can cancel out another drink. So technically I have no drinks then, because I have a dragon fruit tea, a Diet Pepsi, and coffee, and then I have water. Just saying. Actually, that better not be what I think it is. Oh, it's not. Okay. It is a piece of my lunch. Shh. All right. All right. I love my child. She brought boba into work, and one of her coworkers was like, I want boba next time. I ain't buying boba for the whole goddamn place. Okay. You know what? I'm spicy, so we're not going to answer that back right now. Sarita, are you ready for spicy read? Ready for spicy read? So let me say this too before we get into reading and all that stuff. On Monday, actually, you know what? I will probably go ahead and send it tomorrow, because we have free class tomorrow. We have practical magic class tomorrow evening. TikTok and YouTube, don't be late. Don't be late. Be there, be square. I have been doing a ton of a certain kind of read here lately, and I'm finding out that a lot of y'all kind of really, really maybe don't know I offer it and don't know what it is. So we're going to do a huge special on that coming up. It's something normally that is a pretty good hunk of money. So it'll be a lot cheaper. It'll be a lot cheaper. So if y'all have been eyeing a few of the reads on my site, just know that those are going to start becoming like, yeah. All right. Ready, Sarita? This is your friendly reminder that if y'all are hanging out watching, or you're listening, or you're whatever, there are only a few rules in my live streams. That first one is don't be a creep or a jerk, because even creeps don't like creeps and jerks don't like jerks. Also, we're not going to talk politics in here. Not right now. We might get there some other time, but not right now. Um, I know everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has all, the things that they care about, don't care about, etc. Those are for another time. Those are for another time. Then do not come in here and co-read. You will get one warning, mods. We're not gonna go full tonight, but one warning. That's it. One warning. If you decide that you want to co-read, you're basically telling other people that you know more than the person that they're paying to read does. I don't even do that when I know damn well somebody is wrong. I just scroll on, okay? If you want to do that, guess what? I have too many moderators that are Tauruses, and they are the petty kings and queens, and I have several others that are Cancers. So I'm just saying, they're going to screenshot everything about you, about your account, about your comments, all that stuff. And I've been working in energy too long. Energy is energy, and I see you over there. So I'm just saying, The last one is, man, just come in here and be cool. Just come in here and chill. Just leave all of the other shit out there, okay? All of the world can stay the fuck over there. The dishes will still be there. The dogs will still be, all the things will be over there, okay? I want y'all to just come in and chill and relax. And, yeah. We're going to hang out and chill and have a good time, okay? All right, Sarita, I'm going to go through this again real quick because I kind of gave an overview of what your things are, but I'll do it again because that was at the very beginning of this, and I have now ranted for about 45 minutes. So, I'm going to shut up and actually do my shit. Just saying what I'm saying. All right. Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate all the little corgi booty butts. So, Leo Sun, Leo Mercury, 12th house. Virgo rising, Virgo Venus in the first house. Libra Saturn, Jupiter, and, well, I've still got the Hecatean placements up there. So, Hecate and Pluto in the second house. Scorpio in the third house with the Uranus. Sagittarius, Neptune, and retrograde in the fourth house. Sorry, my inner 12-year-old. Boop. Okay. Moon in Aquarius, barely in the 6th house, and then Mars up there in the 11th house in Cancer. So, let's look at this shit. First of all, that Mars in Cancer up there, I want to talk about that first because you see, I know y'all on TikTok can't see, but you know what? Maybe we should fix y'all over there on TikTok where you can actually see. Let's see. I don't know how to without fucking everything up. So go watch me on YouTube. If you want to see the chart that I've got pulled. That Mars, I want you to notice the two red lines right here. Notice these two right there. Here, let me just clear them. There we go. Those two right there. That's what I'm looking at. Because the 11th house is your social house, and Mars is in Cancer. Cancer is a very social zodiac sign. I know some Cancers out there are like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. I'm sorry. Yes, you are. Y'all are charismatic little shits. Oh, that was a car driving by. I thought there was somebody in my driveway. I was about to be like, motherfucker. I'm just too territorial. I'm just saying. So, Mars in Cancer, you have a very intense, big gift when it comes to social things, helping other people, advocating for other people, taking any kind of action that helps, right? But the 11th house is very interesting because it is the social house, and it's because of how you interact with other people. Having a Mars there in Cancer is interesting because it means that you're really pushing yourself to be out and about. You're pushing, like, you need to go out to kind of woo-saw a little bit. If you stay in the house constantly, you're going to go a little stir crazy. You are not the Cancer that can sit and just never ever leave the house. You are that Cancer that, or not Cancer, but that placement. You are not that kind of person that can just sit in the house. You have to leave the house. However, it is square with, oh, son of a bitch, I just took it off. It is square with your Hecate placement and your Pluto placement. So you fight with yourself a little bit because of that Pluto placement. So Pluto is the part that's bothering you with this, is the way that you feel you need to express yourself or appear to other people. So sometimes you overextend yourself, and Pluto is in the second house. So you overextend yourself monetarily because you're so worried about making sure that either you have the best of this, or that you look like this, or you have this or have that or whatever. I'm not saying that you're like one of the people that follows every single trend that comes up, but you are definitely one of those people that you consider, what am I driving? Where do I live? How do I look? What do I carry? What do I have, etc. Before you make a decision. And so that can actually get you in some trouble. The fact that it's also square with your Hecate placement tells me that this is something that's fighting constantly. So your Hecate placement is kind of your magic self, right? There's more to it than that. It's an asteroid, but it's your magic self. That being in Libra, this is fighting back and forth. When it comes to that second house, and when I say this next part, you're going to laugh, but I want you to hear me out first, okay? Saturn, Jupiter, Hecate, and Pluto, all in the second house, all in your material girl house, all in your money house. Those different placements, and I'm going to poke at them a little bit. Look at what all your Saturn is tied into. Look at what all your Jupiter is tied into. Do you see what I mean? Look at what that's tied into. Look at what that's tied into. Not a single one of those placements sits there singularly by itself, isolated. You have a very intense gift for pulling in money. You do. For being lucky, for always having bills paid, for pulling in money when you need to, all of those things. So the problem is when you have that social aspect that we talked about, this Mars up here, it can mean that you either give that money away to other people when you think they need it. You overextend yourself either for other people or whatever, or you are literally manifesting for everyone else. And I would challenge you to sit back and look at how many times maybe you really, really needed a new job. Maybe the job that you have been working in was shit. You hated it and you wanted a new job. Like you're looking everywhere for a new job or a promotion or something like that. And somebody else that you care about or a friend or whatever is like, man, like my spouse just lost their job and now I don't know what we're going to do. So you manifested that new job for them. Not thinking that maybe your spouse just lost their job. You got kids in school. School year's coming up. They got to have all these supplies. They got to have all this stuff. So you manifest stuff for other people and end up leaving yourself in a hole. Being a Leo, you are naturally kind of inclined to take care of other people. You are naturally inclined to be that protector aspect. That being in your 12th house, and look at how much your sun is tied into, that being in the 12th house, you really are, that person that people tell you all the time, oh, I feel like I've known you forever. Oh, I feel like we've been friends in so many lives. Or, oh, when you're dating somebody or whatever, like, I feel like we're soulmates, and it makes you want to like cringe and run away sometimes. Hopefully it does. But it has nothing to do with the fact that maybe you actually were related in a past life, or maybe you actually have been friends throughout all these lives. It has everything to do with the fact that your sun sign is in a very powerful social sign. Then that social sign is also one that's very powerful in being very loyal and protecting other people. So it sits in the 12th house, which is your spiritual self. It's endings and it's your spiritual self. It's also tied in with your Saturn and your Jupiter right there. It's tied in with other things too, but So it makes you a very powerful magnet for other people, especially people that are trying to find their way, trying to find their path, etc. So you're going to have to be really careful with that. I am not worried about your Venus in Virgo in that first house at all. You are the queen of the roost, and no one is going to tell you any differently, and nobody better treat you any differently. Like you, it's funny. Um, that is a very very strong minded, strong feminine placement. You know, like the dark feminine energy. The divine masculine placement up there in Mars, that one's a very intensive placement as well, especially with Cancer being, you know, the home body, the cardinal sign of summer. But I want to talk about that the Sagittarius placement down here. That Sagittarius placement, that is Neptune and Sagittarius in the fourth house in retrograde. It's tied in with your sun, it's tied in with your moon, and it's tied in with your Venus. And the problem with that is this right here is the reason why you don't feel like you fit in anywhere. This right here is why you have this idealistic version of what you want home to be, life to be, family to be, relationship to be, and nothing lives up to that expectation because your expectation changes so damn much that sometimes you can't even keep up with what it is. So that placement right there is really really hard on you, and it's tied in with your moon. They're not getting along, but it's tied in with your moon as well. So it's like you can't get those shadow aspects of yourself to jive with the spiritual aspects of yourself. I also want you to pay attention that your Sagittarius or your Sagittarius placement right there, that Neptune is tied in with your Pluto. And we've already talked about your Pluto being tied in with your Mars. So the problem with that is that this can be a big pull for you to do other things to make sure that you're on the right spiritual path. It being trine with your sun and your Mercury, you love to talk about spiritual stuff. You would talk about spiritual stuff and live spiritual stuff for the rest of your life if you could, but you never know what direction to take. I'm telling you that retrograde kind of jacks you up a little bit. I personally would highly advise having somebody look at your chart, forward it to now, and see what's going on, because I feel like the Neptune placement, I feel like that one right there is the one that's giving you the most trouble. I really and truly do. Because trying to find your path, trying to figure out where you're going, trying to figure out your gifts, all of those things are issues that we all want to find out really badly. The fact that your Neptune is in retrograde in that fourth house and tied into your sun, it means that you're always going to be struggling with that. So I would highly advise having somebody take your chart, forward it to now, and see where those placements are and what, you know, what the next role is in them, to give you an idea of how to find your path, how to move forward, how to not take 9 steps back, you know, and things like that. So I hope all of that made sense. I know that was a very fast verbiage that come out of my face, and I apologize. I apologize. So, all right. So now we're going to move on to my list from tonight, today, whatever. It's still today? Yeah, still today. So Veronica, Riley, then Jennifer, then Ashley, Brittany, Astoria, and Teresa. I just got yours and Teresa. All right. So Sass brought it to my attention that this makes it to where y'all can see too much shit, and I don't want to be giving out y'all's deets, so we're gonna fix that. I am so sick of the allergies and the sinuses and all. I'm just so sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. Over all of it. Oh, I have pulled yours for you before, my dear. Okay. I think that is thunder. Let me look. We had some nasty stuff moving this way, so I just want to make sure. Chance of light rain my ass. That was some pretty loud thunder. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that was some pretty wild thunder. What's up? What's up? How are you? Thank you for that. I need to Wicked Witch, I need to catch you live again. It's been a hot minute since I've caught you. Oh sweet. All the really bad stuff. Brett, it's turning. It's not really that's so weird. Y'all, have y'all watched the radar lately? Have y'all? Okay, so watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up. Can you see it up there too? Because I've got my privacy screen on. Okay, yeah. So watch this storm right here. Watch that one right there. Okay, watch. Let me get my little finger on it. Watch. Okay, so if it's going like this, I'm going to forward it. If it's going straight up, okay, how come all of a sudden it turns sideways? I'm watching all these damn storms do the weirdest fucking shit. I don't understand. Like, I watch them turn all the time. How are y'all in Pennsylvania doing? How are y'all? Oh, that's not good. Okay, what's going on up there? Hold on. Hold on. Let's look. What is this? Okay, hang on. Stop. Go away. State College. Oh, okay, y'all in State College, get ready. What the fuck? That's not cool. Y'all got some nasty shit headed your way. If you're in central Pennsylvania, please be careful. Please be careful. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Looks like nasty rain hitting the church right now. That's fun. But that's all it is rain. Okay. Yeah, y'all up there be really careful. I was watching the weather. Y'all down a little bit south of Pittsburgh, please be careful. Southeast of Pittsburgh. Holy shit, Delaware, y'all are getting smacked hard. So, New York, y'all are getting smacked hard too. Y'all just be careful. Everybody be careful. I don't care where y'all are. Everybody be the carefuls. Oh, sass. I just want to say this. At least Sass doesn't really like that I have a thing for dolls, okay? At least I don't have a thing for certain dolls like my friend Billy does, because even these dolls creep me out. She just sent me a ventriloquist dummy, an old antique ventriloquist dummy, and said, "Look who I just got." So that could be worse. It always could be worse. Fuck these things. I'm going to say, oh my God. Yeah, so see, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be worse. I'm just saying. Just saying. I mean, you don't have to worry about that. I don't like ventriloquist dummies. I don't like ventriloquist dummies. You will never have to worry about me bringing in a ventriloquist dummy. I don't like them. I don't remember what the hell movie I saw in the 80s that fucked me up with ventriloquist dummies. I don't remember what it was. Drawing the line. See? So, see? For those of you guys over here, Sass is on YouTube. She said, nope, red line. Red line, bitch, red line. Yeah. So don't stress about it. All right, Veronica, are we ready? Oh, girl, you're actually perfectly. She said, I'm so late. You're perfectly on time, because guess what? This one's yours. And I haven't even started, because I've been doing this. So, see, you're good. You are golden. All right. So, a lovely little Cancer baby. Hecate in Cancer in the 10th house. Okay. Wait. I think that just barely in the 10th house. See the little line right there? Yeah, I think that's just barely in the 10th house. Yeah. All right. So, Cancer sun in the 9th house. Hecate in Cancer in the 10th house. Mercury and Leo in the 10th house. I almost said Virgo. Virgo in your moon. Jupiter and your moon in Leo in the 11th house. Saturn in Virgo in your 12th house. Pluto in Libra in your first house. Libra rising. Uranus in Scorpio in a second house in retrograde. Neptune in Sagittarius in retrograde in your third house. Mars in Gemini in your 8th house. And Venus in Gemini in your 9th house. Okay. Little book smart little Cancer over there. Little smarty arty pants Cancer over there. Okay. And I know I already had your stuff in here, which tells me that I've read for you before. But why do I feel like this is a big thing that's affecting you right now? This is your Saturn in the 12th house, meaning that you have karmic shit that you're here to remove, that you're here to cut out, and etc. The fact that it's tied with your Hecate placement, which is in Cancer in the 10th house, is interesting because that's okay. 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 I feel like that is a huge thing for you right now. Your Venus being in the 9th house in Gemini, girl, you're always going to overthink everything with relationships, friendships, um, everything, life, not life. You're going to overthink everything. But the fact that that's your Venus, you're going to overthink every little blemish on your face. You're going to overthink every wrinkle. You're going to overthink every relationship. Like, seriously. Okay? Seriously. So, I would say don't stress about it, but you're a Cancer, so you're going to. And Cancer's in your 9th house, so you're really going to. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about that Hecatean placement right there, because that one's interesting. That one's not so much money magic as it is. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's not prosperity magic. It's not abundance magic. It has everything to do with career and focus and drive and. Okay. I want to skip down to the Neptunian placement down there because it is arguing with your Venus, and the fact that you already overthink every single relationship that ever existed in your life, and your Neptune is in your third house in retrograde. Girl, you look before you leap when it comes to a lot of relationships, don't you? You jump into friendships, you jump into dating, you jump into relationships, and then you overthink all of the reasons why. I think that you're so caught up in wanting a friend or, a romantic partner or whatever to be able to kind of sweep you off your feet and really interestingly, I don't know, woo your brain a little bit, but that gets you in trouble. Yep. That gets you in trouble a lot. Um, I love you with your little Scorpio Uranus in retrograde in your second house. Dude. Ugh. Don't watch me on. The fact that this is tied in, right here. The fact that this is tied into your moon. So, you have always wanted to rebel in all these different ways that are going to cost you a lot of money. And instead, you rebel in these little bitty teeny tiny ways that cost other people a lot of money, which I'm not saying that that's wrong, because karma. But the fact that it's tied in with your moon, and your moon is in the 11th house, that is a point of contention for you, especially when it comes to ending relationships and so on. You tend to rush into something, overthink why you're there, and then realize I didn't really want to be there. So you try to get out, and your way of getting out is to kind of cost them a lot of money or time so they can't make money or whatever, and then you overthink it because you're so worried about hurting their feelings. Girl, you are a conundrum of conundrums. Okay. And your Pluto in your first house. That's a very strong sense of self, though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad about it. I have noticed that when I read, whether it's cards or astrology, I don't breathe, and then I start yawning a lot. You say some of the most off the wall shit. I'm looking at this Mars and Gemini in your 8th house, and that is kind of the rebellious nature of you, right? And it's in Gemini, meaning that it's very dualistic, right? So what I find really interesting is that it's not jiving very well with your Mercury. So when I say off the wall shit, this is sometimes like the weirdest observation about something or someone, or you try to say something really nice, really sweet, or whatever, and it comes out in the most fucked up way. You know, like autocorrects your words and your brain before it ever leaves your face. And so I have a feeling that that kind of gets you a little bit, and because that's not a happy line right there, that's an aspect, it's not a happy aspect between those two, then it causes you to overthink and stress about, did I do that wrong? Should I have said this? Should I have said that? And being a Libra rising, you have a natural need to make everybody happy all the time. Okay. I want to talk about this Saturn a little bit more because I feel like this is a thing. Your face speaks for itself a lot. This is a thing that I feel like needs to be chit-chatted about. This Saturn placement right here. So being a Cancer, okay, well let me start here. That Saturn placement, you feel disconnected a lot from maybe either your own karma, karmic paths, things you have to cut off in this life to move forward or so on. And then also sometimes your own discipline. So that right there can also kind of be the hallmark to me of somebody who loves to daydream and so on. Like, girl, I'm with you. Let's go. But that is an interesting placement. The thing that does work in your favor is that it's tied into your sun sign, which is in Cancer up there. So even though Cancer and Virgo are not opposite in the zodiac, Cancer and Capricorn are. And Saturn rules Capricorn. So this allows this to be a little more grounded. I would advise to really heavily lean into a lot of personal grounding, making sure that things around you are grounded. Y'all can ground the things in your house either with a salt lamp will put like the ions out in the air. There are little, humidifiers that do that, all that stuff. But I mean, you can go get a salt lamp at Walmart for like $5. Don't watch me yawn. But I feel like that is something really, really big. And if you've been feeling a little floaty lately, like you can't seem to get everything back down where it needs to be, that is what I would recommend to get that fixed. Because the reason you can't seem to just take that step and turn, does that make sense? Like, let this go, let this go, let this go, and maybe you've let all of that go, and now you just got to take a step over here and go up and on. The reason you can't take that step is that you're still trying to overthink everything that goes with that Saturn placement. Okay. So ground the living shit out of yourself, dude. Salt bath. Salt bath will help you more than anything. It really will. By the way, this is y'all's friendly reminder that if you guys have not taken a good ritual soak, ritual cleanse, ritual shower, any of that stuff, and just got all the shit off of you, it's your friendly reminder to go do that. This is your friendly reminder to go do that. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. I feel like I need to say, with that Mercury in Leo in your 10th house right there, be really careful as we're moving into Leo season. We're going from Cancer to Leo season. Be really, really careful about how the retrograde and how Mercury coming back direct affect you, because it, us going into Leo and your Mercury being in Leo, and see that this is tied into your Mars, that's going to affect you in a really, really deep way, it going back direct. Okay? I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. So, Rena, I lived for a long time in a house that only had 2 showers. And while I loved it, and I made my shower into my ritual space in my bathroom and so on, dude, I understand. I understand. I didn't realize how much I missed having a bathtub. I didn't realize it. But Veronica, ground the shit out of yourself. Petrified wood, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, obsidian, those kind of things are going to be, they're going to be good, amazing stones for you to have on you. Anything wood, period, is going to be great. So go put your feet outside in the grass. It'll be fun. It's so funny. You would think that with it raining so much here, it hasn't been crazy. I mean, it's been warm, but it hasn't been crazy dry. You would think that it would mean that your skin would be pretty not dry as well, but hell no. This is bullshit. I swear the more it rains, the more like dehydrated I feel. It's just nasty. Just nasty. A lot of the houses here have a sauna. Oh, there you go. Yes. A sauna is a phenomenal, that is, I'm a little jealous because being diabetic, I can't really do saunas. So I can't really do it. So yeah. Not even going to address that. All right. So Veronica, let me know if there's anything else I can help you with that. Riley. We got the Riley. I don't know if I have pulled your chart for you. So let's look. Yeah, I can't do the heat. I love them. Whoa, Luna crashed. All right. I love them. I do, but I can't do it. What in the hell? I wonder if it was the, there we go. I bet it was that right there. That's what I figured. I should have known it. Right? Around your nickname, those parentheses made Luna go crashy crashy. I definitely got to get some more cat balls too, because I brought new dolls in here. There are a lot of towns with that name. Holy shit. Holy shit. What does Mercury affecting you mean? Okay. So what I mean when I say Mercury affecting you is that your Mercury in your birth chart is in Leo, okay? So that's where it's naturally comfortable, meaning that's where your verbiage is the best, is the strongest. So we're going from Cancer season into Leo season here in just a few days. That means that you're going to have to be really careful because all the things you've been holding back during this last retrograde and just in general are going to come like straight out at everybody once you hit Leo season. So it's going to affect you. Leo season's going to affect you in an interesting way, even though you're not a Leo. When you guys have, well, all of us have placements in different zodiac signs, different houses, etc. So when that happens, and it's a strong placement, especially if it's just, Mercury is the biggest one because it goes into retrograde a couple of times a year. And when it goes into retrograde or comes out of retrograde, like basically it's going direct. When it does that in the sign that it lives in your birth chart, it is always going to affect you in a deeper way. So let's say that all year you have been, you've been kind of laid back, you've been chill. There hasn't been a lot of things come out of your face hole. Well, now that we're going into Leo season, there's going to be a lot of things come out of your face hole. So if you look back at your life, I would almost guarantee you that in August, Leo season, so late July, early August, that you have had the most, like, I don't want to say verbal altercations, but verbal altercations with people. And I would bet that this last retrograde had you really just kind of being super quiet, over contemplating everything and paying attention to everything around you instead of being like, oh yeah, well, fuck you, you fucking fuck, I found that shirt. I had a friend of mine send me a gift from Chicago, and it was it was a t-shirt from a place called The Alley, and it says fuck you, you fucking fuck on it, and I love that shirt. And I was going through some boxes the other day and I found it and I wanted to wear it real bad. And I was like, you shouldn't wear that on TikTok. So we went with the Jeffrey Dahmer shirt instead. Oh, fuck. That was funny. Come on. And it's so funny. It's so funny. I haven't been there, but I want to go. So that's on the bucket list for Yale, Sass, and I. We'll have to go, Sass. We got to go to Chicago. And we'll go to The Alley and we'll update our shirt collection with fuck you fucking fuck shirts. And then we'll go to the Demon House because I know that you would like to do that. I can just see Sass over there in her house cleaning, and I just said that and she was like, fuck you. Y'all know it and I know it. Yeah, see, there's the eyes. I mean, that's where those weird demon dolls I have came from. In fact, I really need to find him. He's been in a box for a hot minute. I was at an event in Chicago years ago, and there was a guy there that made these dolls. Not normal dolls like you would think of. They were paper mache, but made out of toilet paper, and I don't know how to explain it, and then painted and bound up. But the way he sculpted their faces, they legit looked like real humans. And they have a heart that comes out. Ooh, I didn't mean to spit chips. And thank you for the compliments. I appreciate you. But it has this big heart, and it sticks out like that far off the doll, and it's packed with dirt from this place called the Demon House in Chicago. Maybe I need to find him and unpack him. Because he's really good. Especially when it comes to hexes. And apparently, some people have been fucking around and need to find out. You know. The fuck you said was my exact words. Here, hang on. The demon house refers to a notorious Ammons family haunting in Gary, Indiana, about 30 miles southeast of Chicago. It gained national attention due to claims of, ooh, look at my hair stand up. Oh, I got the bumpies, the goosebumpies. It gained national attention due to claims of demonic possession, levitation, and hospital records documenting children walking backwards up walls. It's fine. Zach Baggins owns it now. But, oh, it says he had the house demolished in 2016. And it's an empty lot. Just saying. If y'all wanted to look that up. I just looked back on YouTube stats. It's like, oh, hell no. My mama don't like you, and that's all I know. It no longer exists, so you can't go in it. Does that make it better? That's what I read, that Zach had to get an exorcism after filming there. Mm-hmm. To be fair, though, he is a big provoker. I appreciate what he's done for the paranormal community. I appreciate that he removes some of these items and places from fucking people up anymore. But I am not a personal fan of provoking. I'm just not. We're gonna go kind of slow with the reads tonight. Because, let's see, it is about time for me to take some ibuprofen. I cannot let this migraine get out of control again. And I'm starting to feel it. So hold please. That's why I snarfed some chippy chips. That the migraine got out of control earlier like that, like really quickly with the storms rolling through, and I'm feeling it again. Like I can feel it, and I just don't want to. It's been a long time since I've had a migraine hit me. Okay, 6 months. That made me dizzy and just feel like shit, and that's where I've been today. So yeah. Yeah, I need to find that doll. The demon dirt doll. And then I need to find my blue doll that everybody's afraid of. I like her. Just saying. I like her. So I have a doll that where did I get her at? I think it was in Atlanta. Yeah, Days of the Dead in Atlanta. There was a girl kind of catty corner from my booth and asked if I'd be interested in trading a full aura drawing for a hand painted doll. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I asked her to pick me one of the dolls that she liked. She picks me this big girl. She's like crazy big. But she had painted her this navy blue color with this like neon blue on top, so she glows under black light. Oh, she's so cool. And everybody doesn't like her. She has red hair. Okay, that's funny. Sarah Ann said, "Let's thank Canada for trying to sage the evil out of the U.S." Oh my god, I can't with you. That's funny as fuck, dude. That's funny as fuck. That's funny as fuck. That's funny as fuck. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. That's funny. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Well, they better do it some more because I heard about some stuff this weekend. We're not getting into politics, but I heard about some speeches and some words and some things and I'm a little scared. I'm just gonna say that, and I don't like feeling like that. You know, just saying. Just saying. Just saying what I'm saying. All right, Riley. Damn, that's crazy everywhere things. Okay. Pisces. Pisces with a Gemini rising. Some bitch. And a Taurus moon. Girl. Ma'am. Okay. Pisces, Sun, 10th house. You were born under a retrograde. Mercury retrograde, Pisces, 10th house. So retrogrades are a good thing for you. Jupiter in Aquarius in the 10th house. Venus in the 9th house and just barely in Capricorn, like just barely in Capricorn. Sagittarius, Neptune, not in retrograde in the 7th house. Uranus in retrograde in Libra in the 5th house. Pluto in retrograde in Libra in the 5th house. Saturn and Gemini in retrograde in the 1st house. Hecate placement. Let me see what that is on the line. 2nd house. Okay. Just barely in the 2nd house. A smidge in the 2nd house in Gemini. Mars in Gemini, a smidge underneath Taurus in the 12th house. Moon in Taurus in the 12th house. Okay. I like the kind of, you know, the very interesting like peace sign placements right there. Okay. I keep coming to the middle with all the triangles. That's just crazy. I think I want to start with your 5th house down here. So your 5th house holds, your 5th house is like your inner child. It's your creativity. It's kind of how you view the world in a creative fashion. The fact that Pluto is in retrograde in there and Uranus is in retrograde in there, both in Libra. And that Pluto placement is trine with a ton of shit. It's trine with your rising, it's trine with your Mars, it's trine with your Venus. Okay. What I find really interesting is that this is one that affects you, especially as a Pisces. This is one that affects you really deeply because you are constantly at war with your own self and trying to determine, do you do this and make yourself happy, or do you do this and make other people around you happy? And mainly it is people that already don't like you that you are worried about. What the hell is on my lipstick? That is driving me up the wall. You are almost overly worried about trying to make people that don't like you happy, and it causes a big problem. And I say that because both your Pluto and your Uranus right there, both in retrograde, both in Libra. So instead of being able to relax and say, oh, okay, well, this happened and this happened, and I should say fuck you because you did that, not me. You overthink it, and your way of rebelling in that situation is to be overly nice to that person. So it ends up screwing you over a lot because as a Pisces, you already are very, very squishy. You already are very open to different things. That Taurus moon probably saves you a little bit right there, but those two placements down there, those are fuckery, straight fuckery right there. So though, yeah, those two are hardcore. Oh, that's also tied into your Mercury, isn't it? It is. That Uranus placement is also tied into your Mercury, which is in retrograde in the 10th house. So you have a problem speaking up for yourself too, especially when it comes to work and money and things like that. Boy, you're Mars and Gemini over here fighting with everything. I do like that your Mars and your Venus are in trine. I think you have more balance than you realize that you do when it comes to divine masculine and divine feminine. But your Mars, so your Mars in Gemini is actually it's an interesting, powerful placement for you because it's like in perpetual motion. Okay. I don't really know very many Geminis that sit on their ass too long. Like Geminis they just can't, right? Their brain's always working, they're always doing something. They're like if ADHD was a zodiac sign, it would be Gemini, right? So they just don't like to sit still. And the fact that your Mars sits there, that's your passion, your drive and action and so on. Then you couple that in a square, which usually means that those two things aren't super happy together, with your Mercury, which is in Pisces, and your luck, your Jupiter, which is in Aquarius, both in the 10th house. You have a big problem, like kind of spinning your wheels a little bit. Because that Mars makes you want to end stuff. It makes you want to finish the things that you need to finish. It makes you want to move forward, move on. It makes you want to move on, right? But you can't because of that. Okay. Your sun argues with your ascending and descending. Your Mercury argues with your ascending and descending. No, some bitch. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Stop it. Your Jupiter argues with your ascending and descending. Okay. You have a hard time feeling like you fit in anywhere with work. You have a hard time feeling like. So I would be willing to bet that you have switched jobs a lot in your life. Just because you don't feel like you belong here or you belong there or whatever. I also would bet that the thought of working in one place for 30 years and retiring just fucking pisses you off. You don't want to work in the same place for 30 years. But your sun, which is Pisces, and you are the squishy fishy, right? That argues with that Gemini rising, and then your Sagittarius shadow side, your descendant, because both of those are square, going back and forth. So with you, instead of your normal Pisces self being able to process everything, think through everything, work through all of the emotions with it, it is arguing with that Gemini ascendant, which means that you argue with yourself to the point that you do stupid shit, because it's easier to do the stupid shit because the Gemini part, that is your chart ruler. So that is what you identify with more. So you do the stupid shit, and then the Pisces part of you feels horrible later. Girl. Okay. These are hurting my nose. Saturn in retrograde in the first house. I do want to talk about this, though. As much as you want to be the one that has the right words for everything, that is not a talent that you are. I mean, can you learn to fake it? Yes, but it's not going to be one of those innate talents. So, and I say that because your Hecate and your Mercury they're trine, but Mercury is in retrograde, meaning you're more comfortable during retrograde, but B, that your words don't always words correctly. And those two being tied together, a trine is not always a good thing, y'all. Just like a square is not always a bad thing, a conjunction is not always good, and an opposition is not always bad when it comes to aspects and charts. And people tend to forget that. And so I think that this trine right here is actually not a great thing between the Hecate placement and your Mercury placement, because it makes your words just get all the hell fucked up. And not only all the hell fucked up, but then you are already pre-worried that you're going to fuck them up, so you just don't say anything. And so remember how we had those two placements over here? Cha-cha. These two right here, those two already fuck you up. So when you couple that with the fact that communication isn't working right, and you don't feel like you should say this or feel like you should say that, then people walk all over you, which makes you super squishy fishy. Get it? Ba-bum. I do love the Neptune placement, though. Your personal power for yourself, your personal magic and growth, there is a lot that has to do with other people, a lot that has to do with relationships. Your Hecate being tied into your Venus up there in the ninth house doesn't mean that you're always going to be able to manifest love or commitment or travel for yourself, but you sure as shit can do it for other people. You sure as shit can do it for other people. So you're going to be really, really good at doing those like gross ass love workings. The gross ass ones, the nasty barfy ones that make somebody fall into all the loves. Blech, nasty. Nasty. What's up, the ghost guy? I saw your message, and I'll message you back. I would love to have y'all out at the reliquary. So yeah. I want to say this, Brandon. Will you pin his comment for me? There's a few paranormal TikTokers that I follow, or YouTubers, TikTokers, all the peoples and so on. And I really pay attention to what they're saying, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and so on. And when I came across your live the other day, and you were doing a little rant, and it was great. I was like, get them. I really loved like how you handled that, and kind of what you said about it, and so on, because me having a property, I've had a couple YouTubers come in there and didn't do anything that they said they were going to do, and then B, they fucked some shit up. Like they fucked some shit up. And so I've gotten to the point where, me or Sass or somebody else on my team is there when people come in from now on. But I appreciated that you were talking about, the rising costs of all of that. I try to keep mine as low as I can. And I try to give discounts and things like that because it is a new property, but it's a massive property with a graveyard. But yeah, I would love to have y'all out. So I will yeah, I will make sure I answer your message back here in a little bit. So and yeah. Yeah, it's a weird place. It's a cool place. I love it. It's a cool place. I love it. And I don't know if you had a chance to look at the website about it or anything like that, but we're also doing renovations, so they've been a little stirred up. They've been a little stirred up. We were there a few weeks ago and stayed for about 3 weeks. They didn't really care for the fact that we painted a lot of shit black. I don't really care because it's my building. That's where I stay when I'm there. But yeah, I'd love to have y'all out. So. And I watched you live a little bit the other day too. I just didn't pop in. So yeah. Oh, good. It's really active. We had Santa Paranormal out there not that long ago, and dude, it was so active. It was crazy. It was crazy. In a good way, not in a bad way. In a good way, not in a bad way. But yeah, we've got a lot of friendlies out there, so it's interesting. It's yeah. Yeah. So I'll shoot you a message. So, Riley, I don't know if any of that made sense to you. The reason that I keep mentioning, I know y'all on TikTok can't see this, but well, here. We shall do this. Okay, let me not get my fingernail in the middle of it because that would be stupid. I just want you guys on or TikTok to see all the triangles in the middle. That's what I keep looking at. I pay really close attention to all the aspects in the middle. So Riley, all of these aspects, even though some of them are in the red and some of them are square and so on, all the triangles keep really poking out at me like strobe lights, right? And remember earlier in your read whenever I said, okay, or your analysis or whatever, when we was talking about you, I said that your Mars and your Venus there together are pretty well in balance, right? You have an earth sign, you have an air sign, like they're pretty well in balance right there. I think that you are one of those people, even though you're a squishy fishy Pisces, you are one of those people that's a very grounding presence. So the good thing with that is that you can calm down a lot of situations. The bad thing with that is that people get fucking addicted to having you around and addicted to either having your energy, utilizing whatever it is, they get addicted to it. So, protections, whether it be of the physical type or I am not a karate person, so it was purely for funny, or spiritual, etc. But energetic protections are a big thing, y'all. Those of you guys that are in the witchy persuasion, those of you guys that do energy work, those of you guys that go into paranormal places, energy protection is a big thing, because people, spirits, they will drain you. Not just the energy vampires that we all know about. Other people can drain you just being around you. And it's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. They either don't know that they're an energy vampire, or it's just something naturally that they pull excess off of people. And I know you're like, wait, wouldn't that be an energy vampire? An energy vampire usually does it on purpose, but not always. Does that make sense? All right. Let's get through here. Hang on, Sass, and I'll look. I don't think I have done that one yet. In fact, I can guarantee you that I haven't done that one yet. I'm trying to think if that was on my list for yesterday. I can't remember. All right, Jennifer. Got real quiet. I need to get some more cat balls. And I've got to quit. Smooching on my dogs, I guess, because I feel like I've got like a dog hair on my lipstick and it's pissing me off. All right, let me step off camera and fix that, because now it's gonna piss me off. That is the weirdest fucking feeling. You ladies that wear lipstick, you all know what I'm talking about. But you can't not kiss on a tiny dog, can you? I probably fucked it up. I don't care. It's still there. I can feel it. Bullshit. Okay, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. So, for those of you guys, y'all can see him. Okay, hang on. Y'all can see him. I feel like I need to point out Theodore right there. For those of you guys on YouTube, it's this little doll right here. I'll circle him on YouTube. That guy right there. Those of y'all on TikTok, he is sitting right there in the screen. That is Theodore. I brought him in here, and I was hoping I had cat balls, and I do not have cat balls to put on him, because apparently I took them all to the church. So I need to get some more cat balls, because Theodore has he's a little spicy, and I had to move him a couple of times. And then hold on, because this is one of Sass's favorites. This is one of Sass's favorite things about her best friend of all best friends. I'm not going to show you the other one. I got a case for her. And she is in a box until said case is put together. But this one, however, I feel so bad for this one. Okay, so warning, trigger warning, doll incoming. I'll give you a minute. Trigger warning, doll incoming. Ready? And I'm not going to handle this one too much either, because I've got to fix it. Because it has not been taken care of very well. But yeah, this is one of my newest babes. This is one of my newest babes. Yeah. His little eyes don't work as well as they used to. He's missing his little arm. Like, his arm's right here. But yeah, this poor little thing has not been taken care of very well. So yeah, but as soon as I get a good place for him, I will put him up there with everybody else. But maybe I should show you the one in the box. Y'all want to see the one in the box? I don't know, Irene. I don't know what his name is yet. To be honest, I'm just now getting my office kind of cleaned up and situated. I have a ton of dolls back there. Y'all can see some of the dolls back here. But right, he makes me sad too, Saint Monkey. That's why when I saw him, I was like, no, I need to have him. Like, his whole little arm is off. So I'm not quite sure how to fix it. Does that make sense? But yeah. Yeah, yeah. Do y'all want to see the girl in the box, and you'll see why she's in the box? You'll see why she's getting a case. I know you do. I know you do. I know you probably don't, but I know you do. It's awful light. I was actually worried for a minute that she wasn't in here. I was actually worried for a minute she wasn't in here. This is a box that I warded and started burning a long time ago. So what's funny is this is a Shirley Temple doll. She just smells like not alive things. Does that make sense? She just smells like, oh, there was a dog hair. Yay! She just smells like not alive things. Any of y'all ever been around a chicken farm? That's kind of what she smells like. So, somehow, even with the massive wound on her noggin, her eyes still open. So, yeah. I don't know. But that's definitely a no-no doll right here. Yeah. Yeah. So she lives in here for right now. I've got a case for her, but I also need to find her a little dress because she's naked. Because she's naked. And we can't have that. So yeah. Okay, that's it. No more. No more. You're good. You're good. What did I get on my shirt? Yeah, y'all are good now. Zeus can go back to sleep. I'm not gonna get up and down anymore. Right? The face on that one is super expressive, even though I don't know how, because like there's a whole piece of her face missing right there. So how her eye, well, both of her eyes, how her eyes still work with all that damage, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. And I don't think that that's a bad spirit in there. I just feel like that one's not one that can run rampant in the house. Does that make sense? So yeah. But when I saw that one too, I had to have it. Sass loves it. I swear she has the creepiest damn dolls. You love it. You love it. All right. Let me get back to what I'm doing. Before my best friend is like, I don't love you anymore. You're a jackass. Jennifer H. I don't think I've pulled a chart. I haven't pulled a chart for you. Chart for you. I'll pull a chart for you. Y'all didn't know it was going to be doll show and tell, did you? And then for those of you guys that don't know about the doll that came with the bag of hair, you can't see her. She's over there, or him, her, I don't know. But yeah, that one's over there too. And that's just weird. That was just weird. It came with a bag of freaking hair. All right. Here we go, Jennifer. How are we still friends? I mean, I feel like I'm a cool friend. You just got to get through some weird shit. And I mean, you're a cool friend, and people just got to get through some weird shit there too. So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I love you. You love me. We're best friends as there could be. Just saying. Alright. It's funny, laugh. It's funny. A fellow Taurus. Taurus Sun. Taurus Mars. Gemini Venus. Gemini Mercury. Leo Rising. Aquarius Descendant. Hecate and Virgo in retrograde. Girl, dude, could you have more retrogrades? This is Jennifer H. I'm going to need you to calm down on the retrogrades. Okay? Hecate in retrograde in Virgo. Jupiter in retrograde in Libra. Saturn in retrograde in Libra. Those three in the second house. Then your moon is in Libra. And then your Pluto is in retrograde, but it's in the third house. And then your Uranus is in retrograde in almost said Saturn. In words, fucking shit, Scorpio in the fourth house. And then your Neptune is in retrograde in the fifth house in Sagittarius. That's 5. That's 5, dude. Come on now. 5. Calling? What do you mean calling? Oh, I walked out when you started singing. Powdered donuts were... Oh, shut up. You did that. You said that on purpose. I need powdered donuts. I just want a bite. I want a bite of a powdered donut. The gross Hostess ones. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. The ones that you're like... because it sticks to your mouth. And then I want a bite of the double chocolate donuts. They're the little mini donuts that are chocolate with chocolate on top. Oh. Mm-hmm. So, all right. 5 retrogrades, dude. Technically 4 if you take out the Hecate placement. So 4 regular. And actually 5 regular and 4 retrogrades. I also find it interesting all your retrogrades are in your personal part. Okay. Jennifer, I swear if you're not a therapist, you missed your calling. I'm going to tell you why. 4 placements in your 10th house. That's your career house, right? Taurus Sun, Taurus Mars, Venus and Venus and Mercury in Gemini. All in your 10th house. All of those placements. What in the fuck? Got salt down my throat. Wrong pipe. I love it. All 4 of those placements tie in with these retrogrades down in your bottom hemisphere. You have retrograde placements in your 2nd house, in your 3rd house, in your 4th house, and your 5th house. So your money house, your mind, your roots, and your creativity and inner child. Dude, that is so much fucking therapy work. It's not even funny. I would actually love to know what you do for a living. I don't know if you're here, or if you're watching this later. I would really fucking love to know what you do for a living, because holy shit, dude. This is a lot of issues with money, feeling like you have no personal power, feeling like the cards are always stacked against you. This is a lot of issues with feeling like no one likes you, like you don't fit in. It's a lot of issues with wanting to rebel against very, very strict upbringing, parents, grandparents, whatever, but you can't. It is a lot of really wanting to let that inner child out and, you know, have this creative streak, but you can't. It is just, you take care of your daughter. Okay. Oh, this is Jennifer H. It's a lot, dude. This is a lot of heavy shadow work and having your descendant in Aquarius. Dude, this is some major heavy shadow work. The fact that all of these things are intertwined. I mean, we're going to go through a few of them here in a second, but the fact that all of these are intertwined. Oh, that's so much. It is so fucking much, dude. First of all, being a Taurus, you're one of the petty queens of the zodiac, right? Being a Taurus with a Sun and a Mars in Taurus in the 10th house means that you tend to gravitate to jobs that allow you to actually feel like you're making a difference. You also need jobs that are almost overwhelming, so you tend to take on jobs that are overwhelming because you want to feel like you're really fixing something. And you know what's it's funny. It's not even just about the type of job or the company of the job, company that it is. You need so much to do that it's not even funny, right? You also need something that allows you to have more balance in what you do. So you can't just sit at a desk all day and, you know, plow through files because you have your Mars and your Venus both in that 10th house, but they're in two different signs. And your 10th house is split almost evenly between Gemini and Taurus. I think Gemini is maybe, no, they're split pretty fucking evenly. They're split pretty evenly. So you don't really have a full ruler of that house because they are split. So that coupled with all of those retrogrades down there in the bottom, that's a lot of intensity. So you're a very intense person, a very intense Taurus. And having a Leo rising, which means that is the sign that rules your chart, you already have like this ability to be very intense. So leaning into all those other placements. Jupiter is kind of your luck, your personal power. The fact that that's in the 2nd house, I would be like, yeah, that's a great placement, except it's in retrograde. When I say something is in retrograde, guys, retrograde, it means in your birth chart at that particular moment in the sky, A, that planet appeared to be moving backwards to us here on Earth, and B, it kind of means a little bit of the opposing aspect. So like with Mercury goes into retrograde a few times a year. And you have that, that is your communication, that is technology, that is, you know, how you verbally are able to do things, or your bodily communication or whatever, and get your point across or not across or whatever. If you're born, apparently I'm going to say whatever. If you're born under a retrograde, then you're going to be naturally more in tune with the energy during that retrograde. They won't be as bad as people make them out to be for you. If you're born under a retrograde like, these ones here on the bottom, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, those are all generational placements. They do not go in and out of retrograde very much because they have a much longer orbit around the sun. So those are generational placements. They're not going to go in and out during your lifetime usually. Mercury, Venus, and Mars are going to, because Mercury has a very quick orbit. Venus is pretty quick as well. And so is Mars. But those other ones, and I keep doing this because they're down on the bottom of the chart, those are generational placements. When you're born under a retrograde of, let's say, Uranus is kind of your rebellion planet, right? And when you're born under a retrograde with that, it's a little harder for you to rebel. In other words, you feel like, even though you want to rebel, you want to be like, you know what, fuck you, dude, even though you want to do all of that, you can't. You continue to kind of toe the line and do the things that you're supposed to do. That being in the fourth house, which is family and roots and home and love and tradition and so on, that means that you despised having all of those hardcore rules put on you, being home for every family, everything, but you can't rebel. Like something in you wouldn't let you rebel, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Scotland's Buddha. I really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting not only witchcraft, but astrology. I really appreciate you. And a true Buddha would not ever go into anybody's live stream and say anything like that. So I want to remind you that, one of Buddha's quotes is, the root of all suffering. Maybe you should take a look at that, because apparently there is something inherently in you that makes you feel the need to make other people suffer, which is not a very Buddhist thing to do, say, etc. So, I mean, I wish you nothing but the best, and foot fungus. So when you have something in retrograde, so let's say like Neptune. Neptune is your spiritual planet, but it's also like your goals and your hopes and your dreams. That is in your fifth house. Yours is in your fifth house in Sagittarius. Normally, if that was if that was direct instead of in retrograde, you would be able to just bust through inner child work, you would be a creative powerhouse, all of those things. You would be able to have all these lofty goals and dreams and hopes. But the fact that it's in retrograde means that you are almost too serious. You don't like loud stuff. You don't like to party. You don't like all of those things. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to be really careful. You're going to have to be really careful that you don't allow, I'm going to say it that way on purpose, yourself to get too serious about life. That is going to be something that you're always going to have to fight against. Your moon being in your third house, dude, you overthink everything, and it's trying to appear with your your descendant, with your shadow self, and your moon is in Libra. Dude, I have a Libra moon, and I understand how that is. You overthink everything. You're really mean to yourself and then nice to yourself at the same time. It's fucking weird, dude. I'm just saying. Yeah. For those of you guys on TikTok that want to come in and interrupt or ask questions or whatever, foot fungus is a thing, man. I wish you nothing but the best in athlete's foot. I'm just saying. Quit coming in and being a cunt in other people's live streams. Like, there's no reason for it. Doing that is not cool. It doesn't make you look cool. No one thinks you're awesome. No one's going to follow you because you're in somebody's live stream. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, man. Like, maybe don't be a dick. It's pretty easy. Don't be a dick. So if we need to go to a no tolerance level on TikTok, we can totally go to no tolerance. I'm just saying. We can absolutely go to no tolerance. Y'all, this is one thing. I've been on the internet for a long time. Okay. I was in college when the internet really became a thing in the 90s. And then I was a professional gamer for a long time. Y'all, I was one of the only professional, like, paid female players for World of Warcraft when it started. I got paid to play that game. I survived all those old vanilla Barons chat with all the terrible Chuck Norris jokes and the trolls and everything. I am the OG troll, you little bitchy ass bitches. So you cannot say anything to me that is truly going to hurt my feelings. You cannot say anything to me that has not already been said on social media 9 times over. I've been on TikTok too long. I've had a YouTube account for too long. Y'all cannot say anything that is going to hurt my feels. So if you want to come at me with some actual original trolling, bet. Let's go. I'll probably laugh. But you can't say anything that's going to hurt my feels. So you're spinning your own wheels, wasting your own energy. And like I said, I hope you get all the athlete's foot, man. I hope you get all the foot fungus. But the thing is, you doing that only tells all of us, that either you have a very small appendage somewhere, or that maybe your parents didn't love you. And I'm sorry for both of those. Nothing we can do about it. And I understand that, you're miserable because of it, but you could be a little bit nicer, you know? I mean, misery loves company. I get it, but some of us had parents that loved us very much, so we can't identify with that or tiny appendages. So I don't know what to say. The only thing, in Oklahoma, what they do when they have tiny appendages, they buy big trucks. They jack them way up, and then they roll around with like, brr, blah, 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 where you can't hear anything else. So therefore, you can't hear their stupid asses talking either. So come at me with some better trolley troll things, or don't come at all. And I'm sorry your parents didn't love you. Maybe if you wouldn't have been a dick as a kid, they would have. Just saying. Just saying what I'm saying. Anyway. Anyway. Jennifer. Girl, if you're not a therapist, you missed your calling. I'm just saying. You missed your calling if you're not a therapist. But yeah, mods over there on TikTok, if we need to go to no tolerance, then 100% no tolerance. Yeah. 100% no tolerance. Is that what you need to know, Jennifer? I see you over there. You need that rant and a gift. Every now and then I am on the ball with it. I'm just saying, every now and then. How do you handle it successfully? Know that you are just naturally attuned to shadow. Know that you are naturally attuned to the more negative aspects of life. So you're going to see them, you're going to attract them, and they're going to be things that you jive with, if that makes sense. So I would highly recommend kind of delving down the rabbit hole of what a shadow walker is, delving down the rabbit hole of someone that helps other people with shadow work, etc. If you are new to the whole spiritual community, then, or to spirituality or whatever, then Carl Jung is always going to be a good modern day or more modern speaker, psychologist, etc. for you to listen to. But just know that you're always going to see the shadow aspects of people. You are. You're going to be attracted to them, and you're going to see them like these crazy glowing things. Just saying. Knowing that you're more attached and attracted to the darker sides of things is going to help you understand people better. There's a lot of people that were born under several retrogrades, very powerful retrogrades, etc., and they tend to gravitate towards helping people that just carry a darkness in there, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Not a soft spot. Not let them walk all over you, but helping them. So, did that help or did that make it worse? Probably made it worse. But yeah, I would start looking up, I would do some research on what a shadow walker is. And take everything that you hear on TikTok with a grain of salt, because there are people on here that have no fucking idea what a shadow walker is. A shadow walker is someone that is more comfortable in the dark than they are in the light. Okay. And it's much different than a dark empath, and people get those two things confused too. All right. Ashley G. Why are there so many towns named that? You know what? Whatever. What is. You see shadow people along the interstate when you drive at night. I don't know that I would acknowledge them. I'm just saying, I don't know that I would acknowledge them. Yeah. Chatting about dumpster fires. I mean, and that has been a self-fulfilling prophecy tonight. Just saying. Because look at some of the people that have come in. Just saying. Look at some of the people, some of the terrible trolls that have come in. You know, it'd be funny. It'd be funny if they actually came with, awesome, amazing, new trolling that I've never ever seen. But they don't. They don't. So, just saying. All right. Let's look at this, Ashla. 4 Capricorn placements. Aries with an Aries descendant. Libra rising. Capricorn moon. Okay, you are mean. Sorry. You are mean. But you're balanced mean. Okay, let's see here. Venus retrograde in Aries in your 7th house. Mars in Cancer in your 10th house. Jupiter in retrograde in Libra in your 1st house. Pluto retrograde in Scorpio in your 2nd house. Your moon, your Uranus, and your Neptune, and your Hecate all in Capricorn in your 4th house, and then Saturn in Aquarius in your 5th house, and then Mercury in Pisces in your 6th house. And we already talked about the Venus retrograde. Okay. You have a lot of opposition aspects back and forth there in the middle. Like, it's a little crazy. Okay. Got real still in here again. Can y'all feel it? Just saying. That is the weirdest feeling. The weirdest feeling. I know y'all can feel it through the phone sometimes. It gets very, very still in here. I have a lot of weird shit in my house, man. All right. So I will say this, that Aries sun in the 7th house, you are very, very highly attuned to relationships with other people. And having 4, really 3 major placements in your 4th house, home, family, all of those things matter a tremendous, tremendous amount to you. What is that? Okay. So I'm looking at your sun. Your sun is square with your Venus and your, not your Venus, excuse me, your Neptune and your Uranus. So you have a lot of goals and hopes and dreams and expectations of what home should be. Roots, relationships, family, marriage, tradition, all those things. You have a lot of expectations of that. You also have a lot of things where you feel that you need to do things differently than either how you grew up or how you were raised, than previous people, whatever. So breaking a cycle is what I see with that. And having your Saturn in the 5th house, I would definitely say that's a lot of breaking cycles right there. But you really revolve around relationships. That is where your happiness is. That's where your soul sits. That's where you are in your element. The fact that your Venus is in retrograde in the 7th house, though, you always feel alone no matter who all's with you. And I'm sorry, that is a shitty placement. It's also in opposition with your Jupiter, which is in Libra, in your first house, which is in retrograde as well. So a lot of times you feel like your personal power comes from relationships instead of from within because of that Jupiter placement. And that's also a shitty placement. And I'm sorry about that too, my friend. And I wish that those two would cancel each other out, but they don't. But your Mars is in trine with that Mercury placement and your Pluto placement. Girl, you gotta quit giving your money away to everybody else. You gotta quit giving your money away to all of these people that are taking advantage of you. Having your Pluto in your second house in retrograde in Scorpio tied in with your sun and it's not getting along. And then also having that tied in with your Mercury in Pisces, like, dude. It's also tied in with a couple of placements in your fourth house. Do I need to get on to you? Like I mean, this is the pot calling the kettle black, okay? So please don't think that I'm like, oh, you, because I'm just as bad with it. When you have a little bit of extra money, it doesn't need to be for anybody else. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be for anybody else. When you have a little bit of extra money, it's not, when somebody comes that has been getting money from you for a long time or whatever, and they're like, oh, when you're like, oh my god, I have $100 or whatever, they're like, well, I mean, my electric bill is due. I don't know how I'm gonna pay it. Oh, I don't know what to tell you, man. Maybe you shouldn't have spent all your fucking money on Little Debbie's. I don't know what to tell you, but you're gonna have to really set some boundaries. The people that are doing this to you are the ones that are the closest relationship wise to you. They always are taking advantage of you, of your kindness, of money, of anything at all that they can get you to do for them, if that makes sense. Your business partner took bad advantage of you, and oh, I'm so sorry. I feel that pain. So I'm so sorry, my friend. I will say this. I love that your Mars is up there in the 10th house, because that is 100% a really insane work ethic. It's also trine with your communication, which is in your 6th house, which is your personal work ethic. So having those two placements right there, connected to each other in a good way, those two do you really, really well. And the fact that they're both in a water sign, Cancer and Pisces, that also helps work really well. You read people's emotions very well. You can kind of match their emotional state, so that way, business wise, a client comes in, a customer comes in, and they're a little upset, but they don't want to tell you that they're upset. Then you can kind of see that, feel that, and do the right thing to help them, to calm them down or whatever. You are 100% that person that I mean, I would bet you can read body language like nobody's business. I feel like I need to say this, okay? The fact that you have 4 placements in that 4th house, that's counting your personal magic, counting your Hecate placement in that 4th house. The fact that they're all in Capricorn, that is a very, very powerful house for you. Being a cardinal sign yourself, being an Aries, anything at all to do with a double cardinal, because your rising is Libra, which is another cardinal. Anything at all to do with those 4 cardinal signs for you are going to be more powerful. So you having that Mars up there in Cancer, very powerful placement. Even though your Jupiter is in retrograde in your chart, still a powerful placement if you learn how to use it to your advantage. All 4 of those placements in your 4th house are in Capricorn, which is a cardinal sign. You're sitting. That was a weird sound because all my animals are asleep right here. You're sitting on a gold mine of push, ambition, drive, go, 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 go. A, don't let yourself get burnt out with that. And B, if you learn how to use those things to your advantage, that Jupiter retrograde, my advice would be with that. Let me finish my other sentence first. If you learn how to use those things to your advantage, you will be unstoppable. Just period. That is an unstoppable amount of combinations in there. You do need to make sure that you're doing stuff that revolves around helping people. Otherwise, you're not going to be happy with it. But that Jupiter placement, if you learn how to handle that retrograde for what that means for you personally, and my advice is going to be this, because anytime there's a planetary placement in anybody's chart in retrograde, I can tell you and give you the overview of what it means, right? Jupiter in retrograde means that you have a problem owning your own personal power, finding your own personal power, etc. Fall down the rabbit hole a little bit of what it means to have that Jupiter in retrograde in Libra in your first house. That is your sense of self. So you need to really learn how to work with that natural feeling of not being enough, not being lucky, not having enough, oomph to get through, and see where you can utilize that to push yourself forward, like as fuel. If that makes sense. You have a lot of powerful placements, my friend. A lot of really good, just personal power, push forward, go, go, go placements. I'm sorry that you have a couple that fuck with you. I'm sorry. That Venus placement is a bitch, man. But the good thing is it's not tied into your Saturn, so that's not a karmic thing. But yeah, that's a shitty placement, and I'm sorry. I would give yourself kind of a safe word with the money thing, because I came right back to that Pluto placement in retrograde in your second house. That's an intense need to take care of other people. So yeah. I'm just saying. If you can harness that in yourself a little bit, I think that will help you more than anything. Yeah. Yeah. How is it 8 o'clock? All right. I'm going to turn tickets off for the evening because some of y'all I'm already going to have to finish tomorrow. I'm going to get through as many as I can, but there's going to be a few of y'all I have to finish tomorrow because I will have to go get my kid from work here in a little bit. All right. Brittany, I don't think I've pulled your chart yet. Oh, you are so welcome. I'm glad that resonated with the things that you needed to know. Come on, man. Look here, Igor, Ivan. We're going to fight in your face. Brittany, I could have sworn I pulled yours. I'm probably wrong. I think I'm in a different chart. Or different timeline. Not a different chart. Different timeline. No, I knew I had pulled yours. I knowed it. I knowed it. Oh, what happened? Oh, we just lost the TikTok. Oh, I think my phone died. Oh, no. I think the phone died. Oops. Whoops. Yeah, it died. It did the dying. All right, so let's see here. If we can get back and open the same live up. No, I don't want to watch commercials. Whoops. There we go. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Oh, I My sorry. Let's see if it'll let me do it. We're going to cross all of our fingers. All of them. Yes! Oh, it didn't. Damn. Damn, damn. Damn, 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 damn. Damn, 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 damn. My phone died. My sorry. And it wouldn't let me open the same live stream. Normally it does, and it wouldn't. And it wouldn't. That might be my sign from the universe. That might be my sign from the universe. And what sucks is this had my medication timer on it. Might be my sign from the universe. Shit. That's what I'm saying, Bethany. I think that that might be my sign from the universe, because I have this friend named Sass who tends to get on to me a lot when I overdo it, and I can tell you right now that I'm at the point of overdoing it. We had a little chitty chat earlier about me overdoing it. She doesn't want to hear that she overdoes it. I see you over there, Sass. But yeah, I have been burning my candle at both ends, and yeah. So I'm gonna say that is the universe telling me, because my phone never dies. My phone never dies, and I'll have to go get my kid here in just a little bit anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that is the universe telling me that is enough for today, and I'll get on here tomorrow. Sunday sermon tomorrow, free class tomorrow, and then we will get. I'm glad, and it's funny, isn't it funny that I just said I'm gonna pause my tickets? So let me unmark Brittany as being here, so that way I know where I need to start. So Brittany, Astoria, Teresa, Christina, Tanya, Kayla, and Bethany G. Y'all will be my reads for tomorrow. Hang on, let me refresh, because for some reason I feel like it's missing one. Or not. Or yes, or not. Yeah, Bethany, you'll be my last one tomorrow. So I will get the rest of y'all done tomorrow. And we will go from there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and it's about time for me to. I've got about 20 minutes, so I got to take some more migraine meds, and I'm going to say that is the universe saying, "Okay, bitch, calm down." So that's what I'm gonna do. So for those of you guys joining me up here on YouTube, I love the shit out of you, and I will see y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, Sunday sermon at 11 Central. Okay, don't miss it. Don't miss it.